Hey Bears, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and congratulations, we finally made it to graduation.
Now, for the last time, I would like to ask you to please rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick and Peyton. You've been outstanding senior class officers. And that was senior Ethan Buck on the saxophone playing our national anthem. He's a talented young man. Good evening, and welcome to the 94th annual commencement ceremony of Tahoma Senior High School. Without a doubt, the most unusual graduation we have ever had at Tahoma, and hopefully ever will have. On behalf of the professional teaching staff of Tahoma High School, we are pleased to honor the graduating class of 2020 and give them this unusual yet memorable graduation experience. I'm Terry Duty, principal of Tahoma High School. It's my sincere pleasure to introduce to you the school board and thank them for attending today and helping make this a creative graduation reality. The board of directors for Tahoma and our board president from district number 1, Ms. Tammy Hinkle. From district number 2, Ms. Katrina Montgomery. From district number 3, Ms. Malia Hollowell. From district number 4, Mr. Pete Miller. And from district number 5, Ms. Valerie Paganelli. And a special thank you to our incoming superintendent, Mr. Mike Hansen, for without his help, today would not have been possible. And now, under the direction of our musical director, Mr. Ken Riggs, we have 4 outstanding senior vocalists, Maddie Fickle, Lucia Flores-Wiseman, Elsa Miller, and Lexi Love performing For Good. Enjoy.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn. We are
Great job, ladies. On the behalf of the graduating class of 2020, it is my honor to introduce to you your valedictorian and your salutatorian speakers. The class of 2020 has many amazing students. However, these two rise to the top as the premier academic students graduating this year. Now please welcome your salutatorian, Janaea Asang, and your valedictorian, Emma Nichols. Way to go, ladies.
Hi, my name is Janaea Ishang, and I'm your salutatorian for the class of 2020. I was only 18 months old when my parents decided to leave the Philippines and chase the promises of the American dream. They both came from towns nestled in the mountains, growing up adjacent to rice terraces and sugarcane fields. While my parents loved their life and had deep growing roots, they always dreamed that their daughters would have the opportunities that they never had. The opportunity to chase any dream that came to mind, to pursue a higher education, and one day be even more successful than themselves. So they left the Philippines, carrying their hopes and dreams in tattered suitcases, saying goodbye to the only life they ever knew. Now, the first few years were undoubtedly tough. People were cruel to outsiders like us, and I can still recall the late night hushed discussions between my parents, wondering if we should just go home. Sometimes it felt like they were chasing a figment of their imagination, but every night my parents reminded themselves why they were doing this and why they had to do this. So we stayed. And a decade later, I'm standing in front of you all, albeit virtually, with the privilege to share the story. Now, there's a lot of people I want to thank today. First, thank you, teachers and admin, for doing more than just teaching and organizing. You've been some of our closest friends, our confidants, and our shoulders to cry on. Thank you to my friends for always giving me a reason to laugh when all I felt like doing was crying. We walked the same halls for 4 years, and when college comes, it's going to be hard to go to class and not wish you all were here next to me. But most importantly, thank you to my family, here and across the Pacific Ocean. Thank you for showing me the meaning of unconditional love and finding ways to support me however many miles away. I don't know much Tagalog, but mahal kita. I love you. My parents' story taught me an important lesson. Rarely anything worth it in life comes easily. It is not given to us, nor is it handed down. We have to continue on and persevere, fighting for our dreams despite the obstacles that we may encounter. To my parents, regardless of the unwelcoming comments spat in their face or the extreme longing to return home, they knew that these were just indicators of how close they were to building that better life for my sister and I that they had always dreamed of. So do not see hardships as interferences to your goals, but rather see them as landmarks of how far you have already come and reminders that whatever you are pursuing is truly worth it. But all of you know this because you fought diligently to walk across the stage. On paper, graduating seems easy, just 4 years of high school and 27 credits. But things happen. We have friends and family, jobs, birthdays, practices, books, clubs, and places to visit. But we also experience heartbreaks. People lose fights, and others leave before they are meant to. So 4 years and 27 credits is not as easy as it seems. But we all did it, and we did it together. We are the class of 2020, a group of students entering adulthood during a pivotal moment of history. We are no longer remaining silent and seek justice, change, and equality. We are the class of 2020, filled with students who lost a lot. Athletic seasons, club and program tournaments, our last goodbyes, closure, trips to nationals, and experiences of a lifetime. We've also lost jobs, friends, and family members. But during this pandemic, we learned how to foster friendships over FaceTime, find ourselves in nature, and finally realized just how good we had it. We're the class of 2020, and although our future may be full of unknowns, I know that we'll all eventually figure it out. Because hey, we do have 2020 vision. So congratulations on achieving this spectacular. We did it.
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Emma Nickel, and we went to high school together. I want to start my speech with some personal thank yous. First, to my family for all the love and support you have given me. I am everything that I am because of you. To my mother, thank you for teaching me that strength can come through kindness. To my father, thank you for teaching me to laugh and find humor in any situation. To my older siblings, Katie and Connor, thank you for being my role models. And to my twin brother, Gage, thank you for being my lifelong best friend. I love you all so much. To my friends, new and old, thank you for laughing with me, teaching me, and growing up with me. It has been wonderful. And to the entire faculty and staff at Tahoma High School, my years here have been lovely. Thank you. Thank you to the teachers who have challenged and encouraged me, to the teachers who have instilled in me a passion for ecology, and to the teachers who have supported me along the way. I've heard that the only cure for senioritis is graduation, but it appears like a pandemic does the trick too. Thank you to the administrators for that wonderful grading policy. I'm a big fan. I am deeply sorry that the last months of high school, the most exciting part of the last 4 years, were disrupted without a prom or final season, nationals, or performances. It seems like life paused these last few months, but as beautifully put by Uncle Iro, life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not. Secondly, I hope the situation has not significantly disrupted your plans for next year. Most importantly, I really hope that you are all staying safe and healthy so we can put this behind us, and I don't have to go to Zoom University in the fall. When I started writing my speech, I began to regret applying for this award, as I have no wisdom to offer anyone, and as you can already tell, I'm not funny. The only things in my head are court cases and integration rules. Nonetheless, I thought long and hard about my high school experience. And let me just say, valedictorian is a nice way to say you are a total nerd in high school. I spent my days passively walking through the halls, dreaming of this day, just 4 more years, 3 more, 2, 9 months. I thought that high school was just a short pit stop until I could move anywhere in the world and live my ideal life. I daydreamed about the future while the present passed me by. Uncle Iro would be ashamed of me for this. I am ashamed of myself. In a blink of an eye, we grew up. Just a few years ago, we entered high school in a brand new building, ready to make new friends and memories. Before that, we were awkward little beans in middle school, thinking we were much cooler than we actually were. In another blink, we will be graduating from college, finishing our apprenticeships, establishing lifelong careers, buying houses, getting married. To further prove that I'm a nerd, as if it's not obvious, I want to offer a quote by John Steinbeck found in his novel Grapes of Wrath. It is too much living too many lives. Up ahead, there's 1,000 lives we might live, but when it comes, it'll only be one. We could spend the rest of our days the same way I spent my 4 years in high school, daydreaming about the future and the people we want to be, but rather we can live in the moment and appreciate the people we are. As we enter adulthood, I ask of you to love the present, to find your passion, your drive for life. Over the last few weeks, we have bared witness to the utilization and power of the First Amendment. Use the nationwide protests as an example for passion. People are speaking and acting out on issues they care about. Find issues you care about. Speak up, be present, and vote for your beliefs. It is time for you to look inward and start asking yourself the big question: who are you, and what do you want? Do not let superficial values and outside opinions dictate what you care about. As stated by Maya Angelou, my wish for you is that you continue to be who and how you are. Love the moment, the joys, the sorrows. Love life. Remember the tragedy of the past, but do not let that stop you from living today. Remember those we've lost. Cherish them. Keep them in your thoughts and live for them. Live for your family, for your friends, for your craft, for causes you care about, but above all, live for yourself. Class of 2020, you are strong and brave and smart and capable, but more importantly, you are kind and passionate and caring. These last 4 years have been a journey we all share. We are all from the same root. We are all branches from the same tree. While I regret not enjoying high school, Tahoma has been a pit stop for the rest of our lives. It has filled our tanks and given us brand new tires, but the school building did not raise us. It was a community of fellow teachers, students, parents, and coaches who cherished us, accepted, motivated, and loved us. Acknowledge your weaknesses and failures, but do not let them stop you from being proud of your strengths and accomplishments. Be proud of all you have achieved and all you have yet to. Be proud of the person you have become. Be proud. Even with remote learning and with the loss of friends and family members, we graduated. To the quote, the iconic Elle Woods, who has been my inspiration since day one. To the class of 2020, we did it.
Those are some powerful words from some gifted, talented young ladies. Thank you. It's now my honor to present to you our school board president, Miss Tammy Hinkle, speaking to the class of 2020. Thank you, Tammy.
Greetings, Tahoma High School class of 2020. I'm Tammy Hinkle, your Tahoma School Board President. Since my kids graduated quite a while ago, I don't know as many graduates as I have in the past. Later on, you might not even remember who spoke at your graduation. I do because my friend's mom was the school board president. But I'd like to say a few words today to send you on your way. 40 years ago, I graduated from Renton High School. We thought it was pretty remarkable that just weeks before our graduation, a volcano erupted. Well, we don't have anything on what you and your classmates have endured. Now I'm going to confess that probably I haven't read much during this time, and I've watched a lot of TV. I also realized that my high school experience looked like Rydell High in the movie Grease, then Tahoma in 2020. We had an auto shop, home ec, and typing. There was one AP class and one computer that 6 students had the privilege to use. You either were going to a 4-year college or get a job after graduation. My friends and classmates became airline attendants, accountants, bankers, dental hygienists, doctors, engineers, firefighters, inventory specialists, high crane operators, maintenance mechanics, office managers, police officers, restaurant owners, software engineers, truck drivers, parents and grandparents. We even have a mayor and a few school board directors. While these jobs and careers still exist and most likely will in the future, it's projected that there are many jobs we can't even begin to imagine. To prepare you for the known and things still on the horizon, the Tahoma School District has provided opportunities for exploration, challenged your thinking, and created experiences to give you a foundation for your future. During this unprecedented time, whether you recognize it or not, you have had to rely on your future-ready skills. Practicing as a collaborative teammate while figuring out your routine with your family, completing your remote learning assignments as a self-directed learner, deciding to do your homework demonstrates responsible decision-making, and most importantly, choosing to follow the stay-at-home order. You are a community contributor keeping others safe. Along with the traditional curriculum you have done during your entire school career, these are tools that you have in your toolbox to take with you to any situation. Whatever path you choose, these are valuable assets that will serve you well. So the inspirational part of my speech is a quote from Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future Part 3. Your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. Congratulations, Tahoma Class of 2020.
Thank you for those words of wisdom, Ms. Hinkle. Your high school, Tahoma High School, ranks nationally as one of the best high schools in the nation by Newsweek magazine and U.S. News and World Report, due in part to amazing students, our teachers, our parents, and certainly our community. What the class of 2020 has done at Tahoma High School is truly special. Your contributions won't soon be forgotten. Let's recognize a few of your many accomplishments over this past year. Academically, the class of 2020 had 83 seniors achieve national distinction as AP scholars. Yes, 83. We have our constitutional warriors, the Washington State champion We the People team. Had their trip to nationals in DC not been canceled, who knows how they could have done. But they did compete virtually and finished 8th in the nation. Your robotics team was ranked as the top team in the entire Northwest region and positioned to compete in the World Champion competition in Houston before the pandemic stopped their march to the World Championships. In the fall, our boys cross country team were the league and district champions, finishing 6th in state. Our girls topped that as league and district champions and finishing 3rd in state. Your girls swim team won the league championship and went on to finish 6th in state. Our girls soccer team were also league champions and competed in the state tournament. Additionally, our boys golf team were the NPSL champions and waiting to compete this spring. Our girls volleyball team were league champions, but more importantly, they were the 4A Washington State Championship volleyball team. Way to go, girls. And in the winter, our wrestling team finished 1st in league, 1st in region, and 3rd in state. And our first-time girls wrestling team were league champions. Our boys swim team won their first ever league championship, and our amazing cheer squad were the Washington State champions in the co-ed championship division. And what would it have been if we could have had our spring season and it was unfortunately canceled? We were loaded this spring in every sport, activity, and club Tahoma had to offer. But perhaps the most frustrating was our girls' track team, known around the state as a dynasty in track and field, and poised to win their 4th consecutive Washington State championship. Sometimes it's difficult to do the right thing, to sacrifice the things you've worked so hard for. These lost opportunities to shine in band, drama, speech, debate, DECA, all the sports. Wow. It had to take the back seat to the greater good of our society, and we held together and we took the high road. Many of the above mentioned scholars and champions have signed letters of commitment to elite colleges and universities to compete at the next level. Others have committed to employers, internships, apprenticeships, other noble steps toward their future goals. That said, we have 16 very special graduates who have made the ultimate commitment to serve our great nation in the United States military. We want to thank those 16 for choosing to fight for this amazing country of ours. It is because of your service and your sacrifices our freedoms are cherished. You all took the same vow to defend our loved ones, to defend strangers, and even to defend our enemies. We want you to know how grateful you are for your defending our future and our commitment to the nation. This has truly been an unprecedented time. On Friday the 13th, we said goodbye at Tahoma High School. We'll see you in 2 weeks. A month went by, and the next thing we knew, school was canceled. We started putting teddy bears in our windows and are now seeing the biggest protest we have ever seen in our country's history. As seniors, you have sacrificed milestone events like prom and the traditional graduations. Throughout, you were resilient and showed grit, completing school online and making the best of a bad situation. I want to leave you with a few simple words. The future of our nation is up to you, the next generation. You are up next, graduates. Our country is depending on you. You have heard me say many times, believe in yourself, but also believe in other people. People are good. Listen. Yes, let's just shut our mouths and listen to each other. We all have value. We all can make contributions to our society. Listening is learning and growing and understanding. Listen to the stories. Really listen. Deeply listen. Stop debating your stance, picking your side. Hear a story. Hear a journey. Hear the hurt. Hear the sorrow. Hear the anger. But mostly, hear the hope. Believe we can unite again as a country. We don't have to be divided. We don't have to pick sides and build fences and walls. Tahoma class of 2020, take down the fences, take down the walls. Listen to your neighbors and friends. your community, your country. Search and find ways to bring us back together again as one nation, as one world. The challenges are great. It can only be achieved through unity. Class of 2020, you're up. I now present to you our incoming superintendent, Mr. Mike Hansen.
Tahoma class of 2020, we owe you. You've proven over and over how talented, smart, hardworking, and joyful you are. Your accomplishments are many. Your commitment and caring are strong. Your place in Tahoma history is assured. Though the ending of your high school career was unexpected, please keep the faith. Your journey is just beginning. What do we owe you? Our thanks, our respect, and our heartfelt best wishes. We know that you will accomplish great things because you are resilient. Be safe, be kind, and be sure to remember your time with us. We will remember you. Mr. Duty and members of the Tahoma School Board, I accept these students as having met the graduation requirements of the Tahoma School District and the state of Washington. Congratulations.
We remind you that students wearing blue cords are graduating with honors of a 3.5 GPA or better. The 61 students with medallions represent the distinguished top 10% of the class of 2020. The professional teaching staff would like to thank everyone for attending this unusual graduation and seeing our seniors get their diploma in the most unusual way. At this time, on behalf of Tahoma High School staff, I too certify that the graduating class of 2020 has met and/or exceeded all Tahoma School District and Washington State graduation requirements. Congratulations, 2020. You are always Tahoma High School bearers and now graduates. Way to go. And now, Nick and Peyton, let's do the turning of the tassels.
Congratulations, Bears. We've worked so hard for 12 years as Bears, and now we're finally able to forge our own path. And what a crazy senior year it's been. Well, most of a senior year.
I'm so proud of the people that we've all become, and I can't wait to see where we go in this next section of our lives. Now, please stand with me, class of 2020, and move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, you have now graduated from Tahoma High School. Woo!
Woo!